everyone, and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I am back with another darling bead box today. This is something a little bit different that I'll probably be sharing every other month or so. They're going to be sending me this package to let you know more about what you can expect inside this monthly bead subscription. The thing about the darling bead box is that it is one of the more rare European boxes. They are based out of Sweden. They're a small family-owned company, and they send a lot of check glass and gemstone style beads. We're really spoiled here in the US to have so many different options, but this particular box doesn't add a lot in terms of shipping elsewhere in the world. For us, this one is a little bit more on the pricier side. It is pushing the $40-ish, $39, $40 price point mark, including shipping, depending on how long you sign up. The box itself costs a little over $30 when you convert the euros to US dollars, and then the shipping is approximately $7 to $8. I do have a coupon code, which will save you €2, which is approximately $2.39 US dollars off of your first package, and that code is SPRING2. I'll leave the link to their subscription as well as that coupon code right down below the video in case you want to check them out and get more details from their site. I shared this one a few months back, so I'm curious to see what this one is like compared to the one I already shared before. I know every month they have a specific theme, so we'll go ahead and open this one up and see what we find. All right, so here's our package, very cute. We have this olive green tissue and everything is included inside of this bundle. And there is also a list that is included to let us know what exactly is included this month. So we're going to be taking a look at 22 different things. We'll look at them one at a time, of course. It says we're on Safari. They also have down below that they are on Facebook. So if you are a subscriber to their monthly subscription, you can definitely share what you create on their Facebook page. Flipping it over to the back, we're going to see some African bloodstone, some cat's eye, and also some white jade, it looks like. So let's take a little sneak peek. All right, we also have an olive green organza bag, and there's a little peek at some of the contents we're going to be taking a look at. To get us started in bag number one, we have a 36 centimeter strand of 4mm electroplated faceted glass rounds in the color dark khaki. So here's a look at that strand. Kind of has that golden topaz color with that electroplating, which gives us that colorful metallic finish on parts of the beads, and you get a whole strand, so this will definitely come in handy. Looks like it coordinates with a lot of the neutrals we're going to be seeing in this month's box. In bag number two, we have 5 pieces of 13 by 18mm faceted glass rectangle cabochons in the color dark khaki. These are gorgeous. They're not Swarovski quality, but they're absolutely beautiful. You could definitely make some beautiful bezeled pendants or earrings or put these in some type of a setting. It's a pretty neutral color. It would go with a lot of different things. Just kind of a taupe or a light gold type of color. An interesting shape. I don't have many of these rectangular shaped crystals. Here's a look at what the back looks like. So more what you'd expect from Chinese crystal faceted stones, very sparkly, and I like the fact that they included 5. And then in bag number 3, I really like this strand a lot. This is an 18 centimeter strand of 6mm check fire polished snake beads in earthy colors. So this is one of our more colorful strands that we're going to see this month. We have some of that olive green, some of the grayish tones, some of the reddish brown, and these check glass fire polished beads that have a more enameled look to them, like the color kind of settles into the facets and then you see that darker veining, and they call these snake style beads. And then in bag number 4, we have 38 centimeter strand of 3x2 electroplated faceted rondelles in the color dark khaki. So another whole strand of some of these Chinese crystal beads, very sparkly, faceted smaller rondelles, and it's a combination of that more opaque light khaki color with that kind of champagne or golden shimmer that's on parts of the beads. All right, we're bringing in some of our gemstones with bag number 5, and this is a bag containing 19 centimeters of 8mm natural African bloodstone. How beautiful is that? This really picks up some of the colors that we saw in that strand of snake beads, some of the reds, grayish tones, and a little bit of green all together, all the beads being a little bit different. Just flip that over. This side has a little bit more of the reddish tones coming through the beads, and it looks like it will be one of the stars of the show for this month's subscription. Then we have bag number 6. This one contains a 38 centimeter strand of 6mm frosted electroplated glass beads in the color light goldenrod yellow. Very long strand here, textured matte frosty beads with that light electroplating, light rainbow coating on the outside, just slightly sparkly, and the most pale yellow that's almost just a cream color, just a very small hint of yellow to these beads will be a great neutral and additional size to work with some of these other items that we're going to see. We then have bag number 7. So we're bringing in more African bloodstone with this 6mm size. It's a 19 centimeter strand. So same length of strand as we saw in the 8mm size beads. Get a few more beads on this one just because they are smaller. Same kind of combination there, bringing all of those neutral tones together with just those hints of reddish brown and some green. Then we have bag number 8. This one is a 29 centimeter strand of cat-eye chip beads in the color dark khaki. That is really cool. So they have that similar kind of light play that tiger's eye beads have, which are typically in a dark brown. These are in this golden buttery yellow color. You can see a little bit of that light play. Some of the beads are more opaque and some are a little bit more translucent. And because they're chips, they're going to be just a little bit irregular, so that will add some texture to some of your pieces. Then moving on to bag number 9, we have an 18 centimeter strand of 4mm natural white jade beads dyed dark olive green. These are very juicy and glossy. I love that pop of this olive green to go with some of our more neutral colors. This is very earthy still though, still very natural, which kind of goes along with the whole feeling of this safari themed box. And again, nice to get more of these stone beads included with some of these other crystal and check glass. Next up in bag number 10, we have a 13 centimeter strand of 8mm spray painted glass beads in coconut brown. So we have the look of marbling. The background of the beads is a creamy white, and then we have that marbled kind of streaked effect with the different shades of brown on top of the white. Another great accent bead that goes along with what we've seen so far. And then bag number 11, we have a 15 centimeter strand of 8mm check glass bicones in black, of course, jet black. And I'm not used to seeing these in the 8mm size. I think I'm used to just seeing these in 6mm. I like that check glass bicone shape. It's just a lot more smoothed out and the lines are a lot more blurred, but you still get that really interesting shape that is similar to a faceted bicone bead. And I think it's great that they included some basic black and another shape to go along with the contents. So we're halfway through this particular box. We still have another 11 items to go. They're going to be introducing some findings in with some of the other things we're going to be looking at, which rounds out a lot of the beads we've already seen. We still have some more beads to look at though. Item number 12 is 1 tube of 80 seed beads, transparent sandy brown. And these appear like they might be a check glass seed bead. Also another addition to the larger round contents of the box that I think is a very practical item to include, especially in a color that is pretty neutral and will go very well with what we've seen so far. And then bag number 13, we have a 16 centimeter strand of 6mm check glass melon beads. These are two-tone in khaki, green, and cream. So some more check glass. You can see the ribbed edges that these have. They are round, but they have that extra bit of texture, and also beautiful glossy opaque shades of creamy tan, and then you get that little bit of taupey green, how they kind of fade into each other there, all the beads being just a little bit different in the way the colors are settling. We also have some coordinating findings in the box. It looks like they've gone with an antique brass kind of color scheme this month. Bag number 14 containing 40 pieces of 6.5mm Tibetan style bead caps, and you can really get a good look at what these look like inside of the bag. We've seen these before, most likely, if you've been around the beading world for a while. So they are a floral shaped bead cap, very handy item to have. And when they include findings like this, it really helps you be able to create more items directly from the box itself. Then bag number 15, another handy item, we have a bag of some chain. This is 1 meter of 3x5mm iron twisted curb chain, also in the antique bronze color. So the fact that you get 1 meter, that's quite a bit to work with. You could definitely use this in more than one project. There's also bag 16. This contains 10 pieces of 18x10mm brass filigree leaf charms in antique bronze. These are beautiful. They have a lot of detail to them, and even the shape isn't just flat. It's kind of three-dimensional. It curves a little bit. And they're a pretty thin little leaf, but not too thin to where you could bend them. And they have that textured element on both the front and the back with the hole drilled at the top. And then we have bag number 17. It contains 2 pieces of 27x10 and 2 pieces of 33x28mm chandeliers in antique bronze. Some more very handy findings and beautiful. I happen to really like these. I've had these before in some silver from another place. And we have these particular connectors or chandelier links, something you could use in a variety of ways, of course. Earrings or necklaces, connecting multiple strands of items together. Then we have bag number 18. It says this contains 2 pieces of round toggle clasps and 2 pieces of lobster clasps, also jump rings in antique bronze, although those look a little bit more coppery to me. So here's another assortment of clasps and jump rings, very handy, very useful to include, especially when including these other findings below, so that you can make things directly from the collection instead of having to go out and get too many things to add to what you already have. Next is bag number 19. This contains 20 pieces of 6mm corrugated spacer beads in antique bronze. So I don't really need to take these out. You can see they have that ribbed edge, kind of like those melon beads. They are in the coordinating antique bronze color and a pretty decently sized hole there that will definitely fit on any type of standard bead stringing wire or even a thin cord. Speaking of cord, in bag number 20, we have 4 meters of 0.8mm nylon thread in light khaki, so you could do some knotting with this for sure. And that neutral color goes very well with all sorts of things, especially what we have down below, and 4 meters, giving you a generous amount to work with. And then bag number 21, this one contains 2 pieces of Tibetan style connectors, 31x24mm antique bronze. These are lovely, aren't they? I love the texture that they have. I think they're really interesting. They would add a lot of detail to a piece. They're the same on both sides, and you can see they have 1 loop on each side of those flat disc shapes. And then our final bag, number 22, this contains 12 pieces of 10mm natural frosted druzy agate in the color cappuccino burgundy. So even more stones. I love that druzy style effect that you see on parts of the beads. Very warm shades of caramelly brown and camel mixed together to add some more deeper neutral to this month's theme. So that is everything for this month's Darling Bead box for the month of March 2021. And I think the main thing to keep in mind for this one is it is really nice that this is a European-based box shipping from Sweden. I know a lot of people who are based out of other parts of the world outside the US don't have near as many options as we have. And even if they can get a particular box, sometimes the cost of shipping can really kill the value of the box. So that is why I like being able to share this one from time to time to show you that there is another option. Even though it is on the pricier side if you're in the US, still a nice mix of contents, nice mix of gemstone beads, various shapes of high quality check glass. You get some seed beads and then basic crystals to kind of mix in and add some sparkle along with these other components. And also findings that come in a coordinating tone of metal. I think that even though this is a neutrals theme, I like the fact that they suggest through the African bloodstone, you could add even more tones of red, more tones of green. You can liven it up with additional colors or keep it toned down. So if you'd like to try out this particular subscription, you can use that coupon code SPRING2. Once again, I'll leave that down below as well as the link to this one. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this month's box, this month's theme. That changes every single month, so their next month would be totally different. I really appreciate Darling Beads sending me their box to share periodically, and I hope that's helpful for you and also enjoyable to see some of these beautiful things too. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. And please subscribe while you're here because I'd love to have you back. Of course, I will be back again real soon with more tutorials, finished jewelry update, and other beading things to share. So until next time, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.